Hey everybody, Kim here with Little Biz Resources, and today I wanted to talk about how you can get started selling local reputation services and do a product review at the same time. So as many of you know, I have opened up the membership area. So if you're not sure if you want to do selling services or not, I highly recommend you hop into the members area and check out all the different monetization methods that you can do. But if you're like, hey, I think that this might be something I want to do, this is definitely worth taking a look at. Now, this is specifically for local reputation through Google My Business. It does help with Facebook and Yelp as well, but you do have to, have clients have those accounts and everything else. So, I'm going to talk about this product kind of loosely, but I recommend that you check out the sales page. I'm just going to highlight some of the things that I liked about it. So first of all, the software is meant to intentionally help local businesses specifically that are using Google My Business as a method for generating leads. P.S. That's just about every local business following, current events. So there's been a massive shift to online searching and sales. And, I do that now. If I need to go somewhere, I'm constantly looking on Google My Business to see, hey, are they open? What are their requirements? What are their restrictions? Have they changed their hours? A lot of that stuff is, critical now. So this software can help manage all of that. And so this is the front end of it, which I'm going to tell you now, the prices that are listed on these pages, they may be different by the time you get to the sales page, right? Because the prices will go up. So that's just the way it is. Sometimes they'll include coupons, so read the page, well. All right, so the front end is Local Reputor Advanced, and it's really just the management and collection of it. So you have access to a review gathering widget, and I'm just double checking my notes over here. Yeah. The review gathering widget, so you help clients get reviews online so they can put it on their website or on other digital assets. Then you have a review capturing QR codes. I can talk. And this is where you can help clients get reviews from offline. So for example, let's say they have customers that come in. They could print off the QR code that you generate for them. You can have it printed off on a flyer, and they can put the flyer in the bag to take, the client takes home. So when they get home, they can pull it out and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and click this now. You may not want to do that right now, but they could also hang flyers up or mail out postcards to their clients with that QR code on there that'll help them, collect reviews again. Then there's lead generation for you. So you can find the reputation rating and find, the claimed or unclaimed status. So you know who to target to help them, improve their reputation. So you can start generating leads if you don't have anybody you're working with right now. Then you can help claim and optimize Google My Business listings. Now I'm going to tell you that Ben is the guy that I saw present this, and because it's, he's one of the makers of it. And he suggested that you claim it as your email and then they're locked into buying from you. I don't necessarily think that that's a good thing, because if that happens, they could get really mad and then they could get legal things involved and everything else. So I recommend that you create a separate email and you still manage it. And here's why. I can tell you, it is not hard. It is not hard to claim a Google My Business listing. All you do is you go in, you say, hey, I want to claim this listing. You make sure the information is correct and you request the postcard. They mail you the postcard. You go back in when you get the postcard and you put in the code. It's not hard. And yet I have worked with dozens of people that I tell them that they need to do this, and we have never made it to the point where they call me with that code. Never. And that's because I tell them to go in and do it. I'm like, you need to go in and do this. So that way they keep management of their account. And it has been the biggest pain. So I don't do client management anymore, but when I did, it was a nightmare to have them do it. So you basically get to go in, you enter all the information, click, okay, send me the postcard. It'll go to them. Then they just call you up with the code when it arrives. Right? So that's a lot easier, because all they have to do then is just call you with the code, and you can say, hey, you can, message them or text them or call them or whatever and say, hey, did you get it? So you might have a little bit of upfront work to make sure that happens. But for the most part, it's relatively painless. So the claiming and optimizing the Google My Business listings is kind of a critical element for local businesses, and that's something that a lot of them do not do correctly. Then you can also push out local special offers onto Google My Business. So like if they have like a special sale, you can say for like a week, right? You can go in there and you can push that out for that week, that there would be a sale and a little, hey, if you found them on Google My Business, they can click on that. That is something that Google is actually, they're, giving the thumbs up to, like, hey, we want you to be driving traffic through Google My Business and participating in Google My Business. So that is something that you definitely should be doing if you're a local business, but a lot of them just don't have time for it. But they could like schedule out sales and give them to you, months in advance and say, hey, can you do this? And you could either, charge per month and say, hey, if you're going to do 4 sales, we'll do up to 2 sales a month for this price or whatever, that's up to you. So outside of that, you can also manage reviews. So when people do post a review, you can reply to reviews. You can, flag ones that are fake and say, hey, we need to deal with this. And so all of that is on the front end. Now I will say, I don't know right off the top of my head because I did not do this. I did the bundle, which I do recommend if you plan on doing this, because the bundle will give you the most amount of resources to get you going. And I think I will talk about this in the next one, maybe. Yeah. There are some limitations. So this is the front end, and the front end has a limited number of things that you can do. So a limited number of leads, a limited number of QR codes, a limited number of widgets, a limited number of things. And I didn't find that number, but like I said, I did the bundle, so it doesn't really matter. So if you go on to the next one, that's the professional level. So this is the first one-time offer. And again, this says $97. The price may or may not be that again when you get there. Now, this is the version that is kind of interesting to me. And more interesting to me. The whole thing's nice to do, but you can create unlimited review capture campaigns for Facebook, Google My Business, and Yelp, right? So that's first of all critical because you want to be able to do as many campaigns as you can for a client. Then create unlimited QR review me campaigns is what they call that. And so the QR campaigns, again, another critical thing. So you can create multiple for a client so they can track where they're coming from, right? They can put one up that's inside their location. That's one that they want to track. Then if they want to mail one out, that would be a different QR code so they can track that. And so you can use multiple campaigns per client to help track where it's coming in from. Now search for unlimited reputation leads. Right. So now you're going to have the capability to search for more than just a handful. Right. And I don't know how much the first one is again, but if they're upping it to unlimited with the first offer, then it's probably pretty limited on the front end. Now they have reputation report generator. Right. So the first one didn't generate a report, but you can generate a lead magnet report that shows the client's reputation online for Google My Business to help land them. So this is a good sales tool for you. Team member license and integration. So if you have partners or you want to outsource it, then you can easily bring them in. And even if you're not thinking right now, I'm not going to do that. You're going to want to eventually, right? That's the whole idea of this, is that you're going to go pay somebody, $1,000 a month where you have 2 clients that cover the cost of that. And so you have 10 clients total and you're still making money and you're not doing that much. You're just managing, maybe you're doing the sales and managing. Maybe they're doing the sales. Doesn't matter. That's the whole idea, is that you try to build, you can't scale without having that. So this is kind of a critical element. Then they have done for you templates to turn negative local profile reviews into positive ones, and then templates to specifically land reputation management clients. Yelp and Google My Business review display widget. Access to new features for a year. No upgrade needed. Now I caught this, and he did not talk about this in the webinar that I saw. But I'm going to be honest, if you're doing the bundle and you're at, I can't remember what that bundle price is. I think it's like $247 or $297. It'd be nice if I put this on there. So I think it's $247. I'll double check it, but I'm going to check it right this second. Yeah, so $247 for the bundle. You're going to save, quite a bit doing that, and then this would be included, and you don't have to worry about unlimited everything else. So this is when you're paying $97 just for this level, and then, $50 for the front level, you're at $150, and $100 more is going to get you to the bundle. That's why I recommend it. But the other thing that I liked in this was that this one says VIP limited time bonus, right? Access to mobile app building software for no cost. Guys, I haven't really gone on my rampage yet about the limitations, because honestly, even app building is going to have limitations. But you need to, not you specifically, but local business in general, online business needs to be able to communicate with their clients, right? Now, yes, can we still send out postcards? Sure. But how many places are no longer collecting all of their customer data? Like, I don't think there's very many of the businesses that I go to now that know my address, right? They probably have an address, but is it my current address? No, probably not. And they're never going to use it because they can send me an email, right? And so if your emails go down and you have no your website goes down or something, being able to have that additional method to communicate when your Facebook page gets banned for whatever reason, then if you have a mobile app, then you have a capability of still communicating with them. Now, I haven't had a chance to play with it, so I can't tell you how wonderful it is yet, but I can tell you that mobile apps are definitely a plus for especially local businesses nowadays, because they're basically geo-targeted their clients by having them download the app, right? And so they're targeting people who are in their geographic location. So it's kind of a win-win right there to be able to offer that, and for them, nobody's gonna take the time to do that. That's your side, right? So again, they didn't go into great detail about this, and I haven't had a chance to go in there, but that is something that is definitely worth taking a look at. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So they have the DFY, so the done for you. And this is where your subscribers land their first local reputation consultant by working with them one-on-one. So their team, the Local Reputor team, is going to help you, basically. They're going to set up the agency website, create a logo for them, upload it, construct Facebook ads, and help get ads running in their ad manager for them. So you also get access to videos, and this is just basically walking you through everything you need to know and everything you need to do. And this is, some people go, well, why wouldn't you keep that in there? That's because this goes above and beyond, right? This is kind of like teaching you to sell and teaching you to do things, right? So a lot of people just want the tool and they already know how to do that. Those people don't need this. But if you're like, hey, I want to get through, do everything I can to be able to generate leads and do everything, that's what this is for. All right, so then they have the agency white label. Now, I don't see a ton of people necessarily starting out needing this, but this would be great to expand to, right? So you get to, it's basically the product with your brand on it. And you get to resell Local Reputor with the done for you funnel, and you get, resources to help you do that and everything else. So this is something that you could add on later as you go, where you're maybe you're selling the front end or something to clients and saying, hey, this is what you need to manage your own stuff. Or, maybe you decide that, hey, you're going to build a team and you sell it to them and they buy it from you. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I'm sure they're going to have more information about this. And again, like I said, I went through the webinar and it was just real quick. Hey, it's white label of it. All right, so Agency Real Special. This is another one that lets you, it lets you basically build the whole agency side with it, right? So with the team and everything else. So the sales pages on these are going to do a lot better job of telling you about this, and I'm trying to keep it quick because I'm already at 13, almost 14 minutes. So it's just additional stuff to help you build, right? And then the last one is the Rank Real Special, and this is the 5-in-1 comprehensive local video ranking solution that gets the videos on Google and YouTube, and which, by the way, Google owns YouTube. So when Google shows videos, they show them from YouTube, and you don't have to rank in YouTube to rank on Google, right? So this is kind of an interesting thing because a lot of people think they have to rank be in the #1 spot on YouTube to be shown on Google. And a lot of times that's the case, but not for local. And that's why this is kind of interesting. So again, I want to point out these prices may or may not be the same. It's just, this is what it was when I looked at it. I recommend you take a look at the sales page. I'm going to include the link that'll show you both the bundle option as well as if you decide not to do the bundle and you want to start off with just the Local Reputor Advanced, that will also be on the same page. So go ahead and click the link that is above or below, depending on where you're at, and take a look at the sales page if this is interesting to you. And as a special bonus, and this is something that, I have in the works, is a Google My Business course. I was in the middle of it when everything happened, and Google actually changed a lot of stuff. So I'm revising some of them to be adequate for 2021, because in 2020 it was so up and down, and it was really difficult to get a handle on things. And so yeah, I'm revamping it for 2021, and I'm going to include some tips on, how to help you. So if you go through all these steps and you still can't rank them in the top 3, that's probably because they're in a more competitive niche. And if they are, there are additional things that you can do, and of course charge your client for, to improve on that. And there's some other advanced local reputation and branding things that you can do. And again, that'll all be in the course, and it'll talk about, how you can do it manually and how you can use software. And then you just pass the costs on to cost plus your profits on to your clients. So, again, I haven't had a chance to dive all the way into this because I've been building the membership area. So I do recommend that if you're not sure, you check out the membership area quickly, because I don't know how long this launch is going, and I do not know if it will be available after the launch. When they're talking about 1 year, a lot of times they'll do a launch, they'll keep the software open for a year, and then they'll relaunch in a year, they'll close down the launch, and then a year later they'll relaunch with an updated software. Right. And they've already got their initial customer base, and they usually give them an offer and blah, blah, blah. So I do not know. Unfortunately, this is not one of the normal people that I work with, because I haven't seen this software. I think I recognize the partner's name on it. I think he's done similar software. So it'll be interesting to get in there, but I do recommend you take a look at the sales page while the launch is ongoing. It'll be at least for a few more days, and, check the link. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So that's all I can say for now. And if you guys have questions, please hop into the Facebook group, or you can always contact me directly, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you haven't already joined or claimed your free membership to Little Biz Resources, please do that, so that it will make a smoother transition for your bonuses. And if, you can also hop in there and learn. Even if you're not ready to do this, you can go in there and learn more about the monetization methods. All right. Well, thanks for that.